Picture this, an 11-year-old girl, Santoshi Kumari, dies of starvation in Jharkhand because her ration card wasn't linked to Aadhaar. A system meant to serve the people became an unfeeling machine prioritizing paperwork over human lives. Now fast forward to another tragedy in 25, a wedding in Kerala brutalized by police including a newlywed couple. Surveillance footage revealed officers baton charging them without provocation. These aren't isolated incidents, they reveal a governance system detached from human emotions. Why didn't the PDS leader simply give her the food? Why did police attack civilians without even asking questions? Because traditional bureaucracy, built on strict adherence to rules, values procedures over people. Max Weber's classical model of bureaucracy emphasizes hierarchy and efficiency but often lacks flexibility and empathy. On the other hand, democratic bureaucracy recognizes the need of responsiveness, aligning with emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage emotions. EI helps administrators connect policies with people's real needs. But Santoshi's cases and the Kerala police violence are just tip of the iceberg. During the COVID-19 lockdown, officials were caught on camera slapping migrant workers, snatching their phones as they pleaded to return home. A bureaucrat lashed out at flood victims, bettering them instead of offering solutions. These movements expose a governance crisis where power lacks compassion. This is where emotional intelligence comes in, a crucial yet often overlooked aspect of governance that can bridge this gap. In this deep dive, we will explore how emotional intelligence can reshape governance at every level. We will start by unpacking what emotional intelligence really is and why it's a game changer for public service. Then we will analyze real-world examples of emotionally intelligent leadership in administration. Finally, we will dive into how can institutionalize EI in governance and ensure policies are designed and executed with empathy at their core. Now, let's discuss the role of emotional intelligence in public services. So, what's the missing piece in governance? Emotional intelligence. Simply put, EI is the ability to understand and manage emotions, both our own and those of others. In administration, it means balancing logic with empathy, making decisions that aren't just efficient but also humane. A bureaucrat with high EI does not just follow rules blindly. They understand when to be flexible, when to show empathy, and how to communicate decisions effectively. This makes governance more human-centered, reducing alienation between administration and the people. Policies succeed not just because they exist, but because they are executed with sensitivity. Take IAS officer Dr. Rajendra Bharud led a proactive COVID-19 response in Nandurbar, Maharashtra. Understanding local anxieties, he set up oxygen plants before the crisis peaked, saving countless lives. His decision wasn't just about logistics, it was about emotional intelligence in action. When civil service approach governance with empathy, it does not just improve policy outcomes, it also strengthens public trust. Citizens feel heard, leading to high compliance and cooperation. In high-pressure situations, emotionally intelligent leaders make decisions that balance logic and human needs. Self-regulation, one of the EI's core pillars, ensures that stress and external pressures don't cloud judgment. Take IAS officer Armstrong Pame, who raised funds to build a 100-kilometer road in Manipur for an isolated tribal community. Faced with bureaucratic hurdles, he didn't give up. His emotional connection to people's struggles drove him to find alternative solutions, providing how EI fuels determination and problem solving. Then how do we institutionalize EI in governance? Now that's where we have seen how emotional intelligence can transform leadership. Let's explore how to embed into the system. One crucial step is integrating EI in training in civil services. Emotional intelligence must be a core part of bureaucratic training programs. Countries like Canada and Denmark have shown that embedding EI in governance leads to higher public satisfaction and improved administrative efficiency. Another way is empowering bureaucrats with discretion. Policies should allow civil servants to exercise judgment in humanitarian crisis. India's Good Samaritan law, which protects bystanders who help accident victims, is a step in right direction. Similar flexibility should be built to social welfare programs, ensuring that rigid documentation requirements don't block life-saving assistance. Mental health support for bureaucrats is equally essential. Government roles are high stress, and unaddressed stress leads to poor decision making and burnout. Deploying mental health professionals alongside frontline workers, especially in law enforcement, can help officials navigate emotionally charged situations with greater composure. Police forces too must be trained in procedural justice. Officers should learn de-escalation techniques, procedural fairness, and community engagement to help rebuild trust and ensure they approach their duties with a people-first mindset. Technology has a role to play. AI-driven citizen feedback mechanisms can help bureaucrats gauge public sentiment, allowing real-time policy adjustments that ensure governance remains responsive. Finally, strengthening accountability mechanisms is critical. Officers involved in human rights abuses should face swift and transparent action. Policies like banning the rehiring of officers terminated for serious misconduct can serve as a strong deterrent against excessive force and abuse of power. So finally, what's the takeaway? Governance is ultimately about people, not just policies. A system that lacks emotional intelligence risks alienating those it is meant to serve. To create a truly responsive and people-centric administration, emotional intelligence must be embedded at every level of governance, not just as afterthought, but as a core competency. Public service must be more than a mechanical execution of rules. It should be a force that uplifts communities, fosters trust, and responds with compassion. We must prioritize emotional intelligence as a defining pillar of governance, because good governance isn't just about making decisions, it's about making a difference. Thank you for joining this deep dive series.